Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. American Pie, film. American Pie is a 1999 teen sex comedy film written by Adam Herz and directed by brothers Paul and Chris Weitz, in their directorial film debut. It is the first film in the American Pie theatrical series. The film was a box office hit and spawned 3 direct sequels: American Pie 2, American Wedding, and American Reunion. The film concentrates on 5 best friends who attend East Great Falls High. With the exception of Stifler, the guys make a pact to lose their virginity before their high school graduation. The title is borrowed from the song of the same name and refers to a scene in the film, in which the protagonist is caught masturbating with a pie after being told that third base feels like warm apple pie. Writer Adam Herz has stated that the title also refers to the quest of losing one's virginity in high school, which is as American as apple pie. The film's theme song is "Laid" by James, which is also the theme for the entire franchise. In addition to the primary American Pie saga, there are 4 direct-to-DVD spin-off films bearing the title American Pie Presents, Band Camp, The Naked Mile, Beta House, and The Book of Love. In response to the success of American Reunion, a 5th theatrical film, under the working title American Pie 5, was announced on August 4, 2012. Plot: 5 high school seniors from West Michigan are good friends. Jim Levinstein, an awkward, nerdy, and sexually naive character whose dad Noah attempts to offer sexual advice including purchasing and giving him pornography. Chris, Oz Stryker, a member of the high school lacrosse team. Kevin Myers, the somewhat nerdy leader of the group who wants to lose his virginity to his girlfriend Vicky. Paul Finch, a mochaccino drinking sophisticated nerd. And Steve Stifler, a raucous jock who often throws wild parties when his mother is away, and is also the only one of the 5 who has lost his virginity. At Kevin's prompting, Oz, Finch, Jim, and Kevin make a pact to lose their virginities before their high school graduation after a dorky classmate, Chuck Sherman, claims to have done so at a party hosted by Stifler. Vicky later accuses Kevin of being with her only for sex, so he must try to repair his relationship with her before the upcoming prom night, when the 4 plan to lose their virginity. He eventually succeeds. Oz, meanwhile, joins the school jazz choir in an attempt to find a girlfriend. From a college girl he tried to seduce, Oz learns about sensitivity, and that it is about asking girls questions and listening to what they say. He soon wins the attention of Heather, a girl in the choir. However, he runs into problems when Heather learns about Oz's reputation and breaks up with him, although he manages to regain her trust when he leaves the lacrosse championship to perform a duet with her in a choir competition. Jim, meanwhile, attempts to pursue Nadia, an exchange student from Slovakia who asks Jim for help to study for an upcoming history test. After being told by Oz that third base feels like warm apple pie, he practices having sex with a pie, only to be caught by Noah. Stifler persuades him to set up a webcam in his room so that they can all watch Nadia changing clothes. The plan suffers a hiccup, though. When Nadia discovers Jim's pornography collection and sits half-naked on his bed to read and masturbates to it, Jim is persuaded to return to his room, where he joins Nadia, unaware that he accidentally sent the webcam link to everyone on the school list. Nadia is interested in him, but he suffers premature ejaculation twice and is unable to have sex with her. Nadia's sponsors see the video and send her back home, now leaving Jim dateless for the upcoming prom and without hope of losing his virginity before high school is over. In sheer desperation, Jim asks band camp geek Michelle Flaherty to the senior prom as she is apparently the only girl at his school who did not see what happened. Finch, meanwhile, pays Vicky's friend, Jessica, $200 to spread rumors around the school of his sexual prowess, hoping that it will increase his chances of success. Unfortunately, he runs into trouble when Stifler, angry that a girl turned him down for the prom because she was waiting for Finch to ask her, puts a laxative into Finch's mochaccino. Finch, being paranoid about the lack of cleanliness in the school restrooms, and unable to go home to use the toilet as he usually does, is tricked by Stifler into using the girls' restroom. Afterwards, he emerges humiliated before a crowd of fellow students and is also left dateless at the prom. Things seem bleak for the four boys until Vicky asks the girl that Chuck Sherman claimed to have bedded about her first time. She proclaims to everyone at the prom that she and Sherman did not have sex at Stifler's party, leaving Sherman embarrassed and making him wet himself. The revelation takes the pressure off of Jim, Kevin, Oz, and Finch, and they head to the post-prom party at Stifler's house with new hope. At the after-party, all four boys fulfill their pledges. Kevin and Vicky have sex in an upstairs bedroom. Vicky breaks up with Kevin afterwards on the grounds that they will drift apart when they go to college. Oz confesses the pact to Heather, and renounces it, saying that just them being together makes him a winner. They reconcile and wind up having sex. Oz, honoring his newfound sensitivity, never confesses to what they did. Jim and Michelle have sex after he finds out that she is actually not as naive as she let on and that she saw the Nadia incident. After all, she accepted his offer to be his date because of it, knowing he was a sure thing, but makes him wear 2 condoms to combat his earlier problem with Nadia. Jim is surprised at Michelle's aggressiveness in bed. In the morning he wakes up to find her gone, and realizes that she has used him for a one-night stand, which Jim thinks is cool. Dateless, Finch strays downstairs to the basement recreation room where he meets Stifler's mother. She is aroused by his precociousness, and they have sex on the pool table. The next morning, while Stifler searches for his mum, he finds her on the pool table with Finch, and is so shocked that he faints. The morning after the prom, Jim, Kevin, Oz, and Finch eat breakfast at their favorite restaurant where they toast to the next step. From Slovakia, Nadia watches Jim stripping on his webcam. Noah walks in, but happily walks out and also starts dancing. Location: much of the film is based on the writer's days at East Grand Rapids High School in Michigan. In the film, the town is called East Great Falls, and the high school sports the same school colors, blue and gold, along with a similar mascot, the Trailblazers instead of the Pioneers. The restaurant hangout, Dog Years, is based on Yesterdog, a popular hot dog restaurant in the nearby Easttown neighborhood of Grand Rapids. The Central Chicks and Central lacrosse team that East Great Falls plays against is an amalgam of nearby Forest Hills Central High School and Grand Rapids Catholic Central High School. Principal photography begun on July 20 and end wrapped on September 11, 1998. The film was actually shot in Southern California, most notably in Long Beach using Long Beach Unified School District area high schools. Millikan High School, whose school colors are blue and gold, was used for exterior shots, and Long Beach Polytechnic High School was used for interior shots. Located in Los Cerritos, Long Beach, California, both schools are within 5 miles of the Virginia Country Club and Los Cerritos neighborhood. Box office: despite insiders claiming it to be a potential sleeper hit, Universal Pictures sold off the foreign rights in an attempt to recoup its budget. American Pie was sold successfully to foreign distributors at the Cannes International Film Festival. The film took in a gross worldwide revenue of $235,483,004, $132,922,000 of which was from international tickets. In North America, it was the 20th highest-grossing film of 1999. In Germany, it was the most successful theatrical release of 2000 before Mission Impossible 2 and American Beauty. In home video rentals, the film has grossed $109,577,352 worldwide, with $56,408,552 of that coming from sales in the US. Critical reception: the film received mixed reviews from critics. Based on 124 reviews, Rotten Tomatoes gives American Pie a score of 60% and a score of 58 from Metacritic based on reviews from 30 critics. The more negative reviews include Stephen Holden of the New York Times, who felt American Pie was one of the shallowest and the most prurient teen films. Robert Horton of Film.com wrote that American Pie had a few amusing bits. However, the audience should strongly note that the movie is really awful, and that it was not worthy of guilty pleasure status. Jim Sullivan of the Boston Globe wrote that American Pie is a gross and tasteless high school romp with sentimental mush. Roger Ebert was more supportive, awarding it 3 out of 4 stars. He noted that it is not inspired, but it's cheerful and hard-working, and sometimes funny, and, here's the important thing, it's not mean. Its characters are sort of sweet and lovable. Soundtrack. The film's soundtrack peaked at number 50 on the Billboard 200 chart. The following songs were included in the film, but were not featured on the soundtrack. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?